Hello, YouTube! One of the best decks to come out of BT9 is Metal Garurumon X Antibody. It's so good that not only is it still good in BT10, it's also going to be good in EX3. Let me tell you, it's putting in some work against the big EX3 decks of the format. Just all the bouncing, the consistency the deck has, it's just insane. I'm going to show you my deck profile. You guys can let me know what you think in the comment section below. I like it a lot. It's not undefeated because it has bricked a few times, and, Bloom Lord is a really good deck sometimes. But besides that, its deck is flawless, which is really cool. Like the video, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell to smash potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos go live. We'll start with the eggs, of course, here with the this thing, Sunomon. A little bit of glare here, no problem, easy. Sunomon, what has Garurumon Omnimon in the name? It's plus 1000 DP. That's what the egg does. It's a good egg. I got nothing more to add to that. Card's good. Alright, rookies. Rookie time. We're playing 4 copies of the Starter Deck 8 Gabumon here. Starter Deck 8 Gabumon here is an all turns plus 1000 boost while you have 8 or more cards in hand. It matters. The 1000 does matter next format, let me tell you. So you want to play 4 copies of it. We're playing 4 copies of Gabumon X Antibody. You evolve it on a Gabumon for free, or you play it, and then you reveal top 3 out of Garuru or Omni card and an X Antibody to your hand. Card is incredible. This is a mandatory 4 in my opinion as well. We played 2 copies of the BT5 Gabumon. On play, you reveal top 3 out of Garurumon and Omni card to your hand. We play a couple Omni cards, so it can happen sometimes, but usually this doesn't whiff, so that's good. And I'm still sold on the one singular copy of EX1 Gabumon, because of the inheritable when attacking, reveal top 3 and add a Gabumon to your hand or a Tamer to your hand. Your Tamers in this deck are important, and also having Gabumons is important, because I don't know if you guys noticed, we're playing 11 rookies. We are playing 11 rookies. 11 rookies is lower than average count for sure, but the deck is super consistent. I'm not super worried about the lack of rookies, for lack of better terminology. If you think the rookie lineup is small, go ahead and change it up. That's perfectly okay. Whatever you think you can take out, go ahead and do it. I find deck space for this deck to be incredibly tight, which is good to be tight in some scenarios in life, but in other scenarios, like deck building, you hate it tight, but you love it tight. You know what I mean? That's it for rookies. 11 of them. It's pretty cool. Champions. 4 copies of Promo Garurumon because... Oh, there we go. 4 copies of Promo Garurumon because drawing a card when attacking is really good. It's also not once per turn. So that's broken. We're playing 4 copies of Garuru X Antibody. It's the card that gives your stack the ability to be saved by battle, which comes up by detaching 2 sources with the same name. That's all it's there for, and it's an X Antibody card that helps you with your X Antibody synergies in the deck. And then we play 2 copies of the BT5 Garurumon. So if you Digivolve this card here onto something with Gabumon, you gain a memory back. So it's like a 1-cost evolution. And also has an all turns plus 1000, which is the same as the Gabumon from before. So your stacks get pretty big and scary sometimes, which is pretty neat. That's it for the champions, just 10 of them, no big deal. Moving on to ultimates. This lineup is pretty simple as well. Playing 4 copies of Where Garurumon Promo, the one that can unsuspend once per turn when you attack. It also gives you secure attack plus 1 if you have 8 or more cards in hand, which is common. And we're playing 4 copies of Where Garurumon X Antibody. Now, this card's really good. Costs 0 to evolve on a Where Garurumon. And when you Digivolve, you unsuspend, no matter what. If there's a Where Garurumon underneath it or X Antibody underneath it, you do get to bounce to level 4 or lower. And the format does have a lot of level 4 or lower cards, so it comes up. It's really cool. That's it for the champions. Ultimates. We're not playing SAG mode or anything like that because the deck's not needed. It's really not needed, in my opinion. I know some people like SAG mode because of like Sistermons and like Bloom Lords sometimes, I guess, but like I find it unnecessary. And as a 1-of, you're not seeing it that often anyway. If I were to play it, I'd probably play multiple copies of it, but deck space is really tight. It's really tight. So we're going to move on now. to the Megas. The Mega lineup is super small. We're playing 3 copies of the Big Boss Monster, Metal Garurumon X Antibody. So, it evolves for 1 on a Metal Garurumon, otherwise it evolves for 4. When Digivolving, you unsuspend against blockers, so it's blocker for a turn, that's cool. And then when you unsuspend it, if you have a Metal Garurumon or X Antibody underneath it, you do get to bounce the opponent's card with the lowest level. And if it's a tie, you bounce multiples. So being able to do that is just super synergistic. Being able to stick this as a blocker, as a 12, 13, 14k blocker potentially, with battle protection, is strong. It is a good combo to have. And then to follow up, we're also playing 2 copies of EX1 Metal Garurumon. EX1 Metal Garurumon, when you Digivolve, it costs 4, but you gain 1 memory for every 4 cards in hand. So I've seen this thing cost 2. I've seen it cost 1. It's pretty good. And then when attacking, if you have 8 or more cards in hand, and a Tamer in play, which is not hard, you can get rid of something with On Deletion. And there's a lot of On Deletion stuff in the format. There's a little bit. So having that ability on Metal Garurumon, it does come up sometimes. Not commonly, but when it comes up, it comes up. There are some annoying On Deletion cards in the game. This card kind of just says, nope. That's cool. Moving on. 1 copy of Blitz Omnimon, because Blitz? Who doesn't like Blitz Omnimon? Blitz Omnimon is pretty cracked. Pretty good. And of course, we're playing 1 copy of the new Omnimon card from BT10, Omnimon X Antibody, which I'm going to put right over here. So, this card has a lot of words on it and a lot of numbers on it. And I haven't done this card yet in a deck profile, so we're going to take the time and we're going to read this card properly, so we're not confused here. So, usually it evolves for 7. Okay. It can evolve for 3 on an Omnimon. Okay, we do have an Omnimon. I guess that can happen sometimes. It doesn't really come up that often, actually. When Digivolving, you bottom deck all your opponent's cards with the highest level. So, that's neat. It can clear wide boards or 1 big tower, whatever you want. And then when Digivolving, when attacking, once return effect, by placing an X Antibody or level 6 card from this Digimon's Dissolution cards at the bottom of the opponent's deck, reveal all of your opponent's security cards and trash 1 of them. So just so everyone knows, this card is errated. You do need the X Antibody option card in the traits in order to Digivolve this card for 2 cost. 2 cost less. So you can't have Metal Garurumon X. This card doesn't do it alone. You do need the X Antibody option to evolve for that. Like a really, really cool play is because we do play the X Antibody option, right? So, like, if you swing with a level 6 and you evolve in the Omni X, you get the when Digivolving effect to wipe something from the board, and you also get the when Digivolving effect to look at security right away before the attack even lands, technically, in case the concept of security would be something that's annoying. And that's really neat. That being said, it's when Digivolving and when attacking, but if you do it with X Antibody, like if you swing with a level 6 and evolve, you do miss the when attacking part of this, and you can only do the when Digivolving. So you don't get to look at security twice, basically. You still only get to look at it once. So just make sure that's understood. That's an important ruling to make sure you guys know. When attacking trigger does miss. But anyway, that's it for the Digimon. Digimon lineup is really, really cool. Deck space is really tight. But now we can move on to Tamers. And this card's broken. For Cool Boy, for the on-play real top 3, add an X Antibody card and X Antibody option to your hand. And then when you evolve into something with an X Antibody same level, tap the Tamer, gain a memory, draw a card. I play 4 because it's good against every deck in the format except for Black War Greymon. If you're playing against Black War Greymon, you have to be a little more conservative with your Cool Boys. But if you're not playing against Black War Greymon, you just drop those bad boys and you just fucking go to town. The more Cool Boys you have against any other matchup, the higher chance you have of winning that game. So I like having 4. I like the memory and the consistency. It makes it so you just always have what you need. It's one of the reasons why the deck is so good. So we play 4 copies of that, but we also play 2 copies of Davis. I know, gross mismatch Davis is whatever, but we need Memory Tamer, and Davis does add a blue card, Digimon from your deck to hand, when you activate it from the top 3. So having a Memory Tamer that adds consistency is really important. In BT9, we were doing Hero and Delicate Plan because of all the options around. But now, thanks to Omnimon X Antibody, we don't need to run Delicate Plan and Hero in our deck. We can just snipe their option with Omnimon X Antibody, making Davis just the best choice for Memory Tamer. That's it for the Tamers, and then we'll move on to the options. We have 3 copies of Blue Memory Boost for the memory gain delay effect, and the top 4 add a blue Digimon to your hand. It is incredibly important. You do need to have some consistency in your deck. This deck is all consistency, which is why I'm okay with 11 rookies. The deck is gas, and it draws itself quite well. Then we play 2 copies of X Antibody. X Antibody being the card you need in order to win attack and like activate your X Antibody effects. Card's broken, can't be source stripped, which is important. And if it's in security, it's a mini Hammer Spark. So that's kind of nice. Speaking of Hammer Spark, we're playing 2 copies of it, just for the extra wombo combo potential that Hammer Spark gives you. Because having that extra memory sometimes can win you the game. I've been there. It's happened. And the final card, Ice Wall. Ice Wall's at 1. It's broken. That's it for the deck. Melga is definitely a really, really strong deck in the BT10 and EX3 format. Definitely give it a try. Thanks to the new toys it has and Omnimon X Antibody. The deck is pretty crazy, guys, and it's super consistent. So what's not to love? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and we're out of here. Bye.